everybody. Welcome back to Celebrity with Nene. So, today I have Johnny and Reese with me, and we are going to be doing a recap on the Real Housewives of Potomac. So, this is episode 14. All right, so I guess we can just go ahead and jump right on in. All right, so the episode it starts back up, or at least finishes off the lettuce throwing fight that Mia and Candiace were having. Okay. And so Karen like jumps in between the ladies or whatever, and she's like, "No, Candace, stop! You don't know her story." And Candace, I'm assuming she's screaming it because she's mad. She's like, she doesn't care about her story, and like zoom out to the men outside, and the men outside can hear the fight. And it's funny that they're making comments about what's going on in there, about them hearing the fight, but they're not going in there to see about that, which I can understand because the men really shouldn't be getting involved in the women's fights. But it was just to hear all of that, and they were like, "Oh, was that glass? Was that what was that?" Which is weird. And so, as Candace and Mia, they're fighting. Mia breaks, but looks like it's a plate or something. It was something that looked like it was like white porcelain. I'm assuming it was a plate. And then Candace, she's kind of knocking over stuff that's on top of the island where they're fighting at. Not quite sure if that's what she was trying to do or it was just a casualty of it being in the way of her hands. Okay. And so Karen is asking her, like, did you know about her mom when you made that statement? And so Candace says, at Giselle's party, I didn't know about her mom, which I thought was kind of interesting because it wasn't like she was like, no, I never knew about her mom. What's going on with her mom? But then it kind of made sense because it seemed like every time somebody was trying to tell her about it, even Mia tried to tell her, about her mom's history. She didn't want to hear it. I guess she didn't really want to hear it because she already knew what it was at that point. And so Mia gets upset and she wants to leave, so she's telling G, let's go, let's go, let's go. So G's like, okay, we can go. But instead, Karen and some of the other ladies, they have Mia in another room and they're talking to her. And Karen's like, don't you let anybody see that they got you down. You can tell she's trying to give her an uplifting thing. But to me, this could be just me. I didn't feel like Mia really needed uplifting talk because I felt like she was just as much in the wrong as Candace was. But that's just me. And so Candace, oh, forgot about this. So Chris comes in, while the ladies are like right after they have kind of dispersed. And so as soon as Candace sees Chris, she's like, oh my God, I'm in trouble now. I'm about to get in trouble. Like, as if that's what Chris is going to do. But Chris does take her outside and he has a talk with her and he's trying to reason with her, but she's really not trying to hear it. It's like she's hearing him, but she's not at the same time. That makes sense. Okay. And so Ascala asked Mia, why does she she asked Mia, does she always talk about money because there's a time that she did not have money? And for me, that would have been the time for Mia to go ahead and say, yes, there was a time that I didn't have money. I had to struggle, but that's not what she said. Instead, she's like, I've worked hard for everything that I've gotten, so that's why I'm proud. And then she even tells the ladies, like, how much money she makes, which I'm not sure what relevance that really had, but hey. All right, so do y'all have any thoughts about the scenes that I just described?
I think I kind of agree with you with saying that Mia was kind of just as wrong. Now, if Candace knew, again, like I said last week, I still think when she said your mama, it wasn't 100% just, oh, because your mama is this or that. I think she's one of the immature people that does just say your mama. But if she does know, then maybe a little piece of it was, who knows. But I still stand by, even though the video might have been low budget, that ain't how you would word that to your friend or somebody who you're trying to give. To me, if I'm like, well, maybe here's some things you can improve on because I know you're trying to save money, but maybe try this or this. Because, back when I was starting my business, we had to cut a few corners too. You could still word it differently. You ain't got to be like, well, I expected something not so low budget. Like, it's like, well, what did you expect? She ain't signed. I mean, whatever. And obviously you think they broke, so she don't make the money you make. But I don't know. I think it was weird that they were like, don't let them see you, like, whatever. I mean, I guess they're just saying just stay strong, but I don't know. That part was kind of weird to me. Because I feel like they both was wrong. And then trying not to jump ahead.
What about when and Candiace was like, I'm about to get in trouble?
I mean, to me, it just shows she does it too much. She already know why he coming. She knows she was wrong. She knows she said some stuff she shouldn't have said, and that she's taking it too far as usual. So for her to say that, you know what I mean? She already just knows, and it's like you shouldn't just. I got it. You've been with him. That's your husband, so you know how he's gonna respond to you. But to me, it just shows like if somebody's always got to come at you like that, then maybe the problem ain't how they coming at you. Maybe it's you.
Okay.
And we see throughout the episode, she do got an anger problem. So
Yeah. All right. So Johnny, what did you think of those scenes?
I guess I'm trying to feel where Mia was wrong. I get when she said she said what she said was she didn't realize she was coming to something low budget. Because at the end of the day, when you show up to what you think is a video shoot, you're not thinking you're going to see tractor trailers in the back. Well, whatever those things were, tractors. You're not thinking it's going to be empty. You have this mindset of what a video shoot in your mind looks like. So when you show up and everybody's not there, people are late, things aren't done to what you would think would be your par. In her eyes, it's low budget. I feel instead of Candiace taking it so personally, she could have said, like Mia even said, she could have just said, hey, yeah, it was low budget this time. I paid for it myself. I couldn't afford it the way maybe you think it should be, but I'm very proud of investing in myself. And Mia would have been like, oh, okay, I understand. I don't think she would have dug at it anymore. I think she would have understood where she was coming from. Sometimes people just mistake what people are saying or how they're trying to say it or what their intentions are. But I don't think her intentions were to be insulted the way she was. I
don't necessarily think that she meant to be insulting, but it's just kind of the way it came out. She took it personal that way. I know, like for me, like on this episode, some of the parts that I felt like Mia was kind of wrong with was when they were in there breaking up stuff in that house that Wendy paid for them to go to, or at least I'm assuming that Wendy paid for. I didn't agree with that. It's like that's not your home to be breaking up stuff. That was just my only thought process with that one. So I kind of didn't really like that part of it. And then Mia was, I mean, not Mia, but Wendy was being a little extra this episode. I felt like when she was screaming, "Oh, not lettuce in my good wig," and no. I'm just like, Wendy, you need to worry about the situation going on in this rental house that you got going on, where they're breaking up stuff. Okay, your wig, it could be washed, it could be repaired, a new one can be bought, but right now you need to get this situation under control. Like, you're the host, you need to handle this situation,
Yeah.
And so that was my biggest takeaways with those parts. Okay, so as the episode goes on, and then mind you, all of this, like 2 episodes has occurred in one day. This is still the first day that they're at the vacation home. All right, so G, he's still being inappropriate. He's sticking out his tongue at Karen. And somehow him, Karen, and Mia start. I think it was Mia had asked G, did you meet me on the street corner or something like that? And he was like, no, I didn't meet you on the street corner. I did meet you at a strip club. And I did pay you to talk to you. And he said something like he paid her like $10,000, I think, an hour to sit and talk with her. Something like that. All right, so while this is going on, Chris goes into the kitchen and he starts cleaning up the mess that the ladies had left. They left a huge mess with all that lettuce, that salad and stuff. Okay, so Ashley walks into the kitchen and Chris starts talking to her, kind of making small talk a little bit with her. And he's like, hey, I follow you on Instagram. Congratulations on your new baby. And I'm kind of like, you notice that Ashley's kind of short with him. And I'm like, why is she being this way? But we'll see what's going on. All right. And so Karen is upstairs with the other ladies, and she's like, she's been there less than an hour, and she's seen lettuce and a tongue roll around somebody's head, talking about G. And then the ladies are also up there talking, and they end up schooling Karen on what tossing a salad means. So it's kind of funny that apparently Karen doesn't know that. So Karen was being real vanilla at that moment. And so Robin and Giselle arrive. And so, okay, so I'm going to stop there. I think that's a good stopping point right there. So what did y'all think about like G's behavior on this episode? And then how he's talking about how he met Mia.
I think he was just clearing up the perception that she was a stripper, because he said he first met her as a waitress.
He did.
And then the next time, she was stripping the next time, and then that's when he went ahead and started paying for her time to talk to her. I've never been in a strip club, but I've heard that girls can't just sit there and talk to you. So the club has to be able to make money off the time you're working, and you're supposed to be making money. So the only way he would be able to have that time is to pay. Because, I mean, I don't know how comfortable most women are in that field that would just go and meet a guy on the first night, or go out and talk to him outside of getting to know them in the club first before they give them personal information. So I think that was cool of him to just kind of be like, nah, it wasn't like that. She was a waitress, at first, and then she became the stripper, and I enjoyed her company, and I started paying to talk to her, and she just got to know me. I did like him better when he was asleep. Something about that liquor boy has totally it made you see a whole different side to him. So yeah, I thought that was funny that Karen didn't know what tossing the salad was, because she kept saying, I saw people tossing salad, and I was like, I know that's literal, but might want to not say that to others.
Yeah. Very true. What did you think, Reese?
Well, can I go back just a little bit, because I had one more comment in the last little section. The one thing that, I mean, like, because I still stand by the thing of, I know we got to be gentle with Mia because of her mom, but I still feel like as an adult, if you really still getting mad at somebody saying your mama, I get the situation, I get it. But they both didn't read, like you say, they both didn't read the room, because obviously she could see that she got really upset about the low budget thing. And then she didn't read the room by saying, your mama. I feel like they both overreacted. Hopefully her mom won't fall off the wagon because somebody said your mama, because if she'll fall off the wagon for that, I mean, I feel like she really will fall off super easy. And that's not good.
When the ladies were in, I forgot to mention that. When the ladies were all in the room together, Mia became emotional and was saying, if my mom falls off the wagon because of something she said, oh, she can meet me outside. Now, for me, I don't feel like what Candiace said should drive your mom to go and run off and dabble with some drugs. I feel like that would be there's something else going on, and she would use that as a possible excuse for another reason why she wants to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my thought on that.
But what I was saying about the low budget part, like, we know that the video was low budget, but I feel like when she made the video, they cleaned it up to the point where it didn't look as low budget as it did when they were making it. And that goes back to, I don't even know, like a better budgeted video could pull up and there's things going wrong in the background that shouldn't be there. I don't think that part of it makes it low budget, but I do feel like when you know that your friend is just starting off, or the girl just starting off, I ain't gonna say your friend, the girl just starting off. Everybody who starts out in the beginning, their videos are not like great, but when somebody put 10,000 of their own dollars in it, like old girl's candle, like I'm sure she felt like she didn't put her money in it. It's not low budget, but to Karen, her candle kind of is low budget because how much she's got a 3-week candle. You know what I mean? So everybody look at things differently, but I still stand by. I don't think she should have called her video low budget. You should have expected that because the girl ain't. She's not signed. She's not signed, so she's fronting everything. So you know that she ain't gonna be putting. And then the fact that old girl throws her money in everybody's face, you know that you make more money. So knowing how much you make, you shouldn't expect her to have this $100,000 video when she don't make a whole lot of money. But as far as the lettuce scene in the kitchen, that joint had me laughing because when he came around that corner, I feel like I know how had that feeling of when you didn't know something was that bad. Like he was like, "Ugh, that's it. I ain't worried about the counter." Then he looked at the floor and was like, "Are you serious?" Like that had me laughing because that was pretty funny. But I did kind of feel like Ashley was being a little shady, and he was trying to be nice. And yeah, and she was like being short and like, oh, thank you. Okay, like she really didn't care. But I mean, what he was saying was nice. I mean,
Yeah, it was like she was taking that moment to make jabs at Candiace. Because you
yeah.
remember when he said that and she said something
Was
about,
you a good man or something, or you're a
she
man?
was like, but your wife called me wide body.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what was the purpose
That
of
had
that?
nothing to do with him though. Like what
Yeah,
his
it
wife
had
did.
nothing to do with him and it had nothing to do with the moment. He's actually being nice to you. Why
Hmm.
can't you just take that? You know,
Yeah.
because if he was being mean to you, oh, you would have been running around screaming and hollering, telling everybody that would listen to you that he was being mean. So, yeah, that part, it really did bother me about Ashley. But she goes on later on in the episode. I'm going to get to her further behavior. Right? Okay. So, Candiace basically says she has nothing to say to Mia. Mia is going to stay. Um, Mia says, and I can appreciate her saying this. Mia says that they are all not acting cultured and educated, including herself. So I was like, okay, good job, Mia. At least you're acknowledging you have not behaved the best too, and not just talk about them, which sometimes she tends to do. And so apparently, Ashley had called Giselle and Robin and had told them what was going on in the house. So once they get there, Giselle and Robin come in. Giselle, she's broken her foot and she has to go up some stairs. Okay, and then when she sees the room that they're in, that her and Robin are going to stay in, you tell she is not happy, and she doesn't have her own bathroom, which also really makes her unhappy. Um, so Candiace walks into the room and she gives the ladies a recap of what's been going on. So they talk, and they're kind of telling her like, the whole your mama is low budget. You shouldn't have said that to that girl. And so Candiace says, or one of them, I think it was Robin, was like, "Oh, are we talking about moms now?" And Candiace said, "Well, my mom has been brought up several times. Oh, we're allowed to talk about moms." And then that reminded me when she said that the time that Ashley had came to a party Candiace was having at her house, but Candiace didn't invite her to the party. And they end up getting into it at this dinner party or whatever that she was throwing. And Ashley said to Candiace had said something about throwing Ashley out. And she was like, "Oh, you're going to throw me out of your mom's house?" And Candiace picked up a knife. Granted, it was a butter knife, but you still picked up a knife. Like, that's a weapon. So it's like, wait a minute, Candiace. Now let's roll all the way back. So you are proclaiming to everybody that like Mia is overreacting and stuff. It's just your mama. But it's like, but when somebody says something, mentioned your mama, you picked up a knife. So I don't know. That just made me think about it. But the whole story she's telling Giselle and Robin, I feel like she's making herself definitely seem more of a victim. Now, were there moments where she was the victim? I would say, yeah, there were sometimes. Both of them were being wrong, but not that whole. the whole thing wasn't. Even when Chris had her outside, he was trying to give her some advice, like, how about you just go in there and you say la la la. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it made sense. Like, hey, I'm not going to say anything to you. Let's just did this or whatever. But she didn't want to give Mia that. All right, so she tells Robin and Giselle that Chris took her outside and cussed her out, which definitely didn't happen. He didn't cuss at you not one time. I don't remember him hearing him say a cuss word, much less the fact that he supposedly cussed her out. So Wendy stops by the room, and you could Giselle was not being very nice to Wendy. And then she was asking her about like the bathroom accommodations. And so instead, I guess, fighting with Giselle, she was just kind of being short with her a little bit. And so she was like, well, I don't know where the bathroom is. Does this room not have a bathroom? And then she was like, the people who arrived first got to pick their rooms, which and I understood that, like, if you can't be the last person and expect the grandest or the greatest room. Like when I go on group trips, I like to be the first one there for that very reason, so I can start sticking out where I'm gonna be, so that I don't get the shiesty room. And so Ashley, she's hearing this going on, so she says she has a bathroom in her room and she's willing to share with them. But Robin complains that she's on her period and that there are men in the house, so she doesn't want to use like a communal bathroom where other people can be at. All right, so what y'all think of that scene there?
I would say I think as far as Candiace, she was wrong because she was trying to play like this victim, and I don't know. I just feel, of course, I go back to saying all of them. They get into about some silly stuff, and then it's like they get mad about something, and then they're like, "Okay, I'm over it," but they really never are over it. So the stuff just keeps coming back. Well, Yolanda said, "Hey."
And preach. I'm sorry I missed a couple of your comments, Yolanda, but I'm gonna catch up. She says Karen knew what tossing salad meant. You think so? She says Nikki looking good. Who? Nicki Minaj? I'm not sure. She says hope her mom don't relapse. I mean, I hope she doesn't, period. But do I think her watching the show and seeing Candiace say that make her relapse? No. However, if she watches the show and she sees some of the things Mia is saying, that might make her sad and make her want to, get high to not think about things her daughter said on TV about her.
Yeah.
I just think that could possibly be true. Oh, she says Reese
Uh-huh.
looks good. Go ahead, Reese. Getting some
Thank you.
compliments tonight.
Thank you. But I didn't even think about that. Like, I would say that Mia's mom could potentially relapse over everything that Mia has said versus just being called a low budget mom. Because I mean, I don't know. I mean, she might take it as, yeah, back in the day I didn't have a whole lot and I was on drugs. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Just like you should take the movie set, I get out of the video set. But yeah, some of the stuff she said is so personal that it could be hurtful, or the fact that she keeps saying like her mom ain't never been there for her. When I remember Johnny had pointed out how the kids did know her. So it's not like she's not in their lives, period, but Mia tends to make it seem like she's not.
Yeah.
But as far as when they were up in the room and everything, I kind of felt like, so I guess the way Giselle came at her was kind of rude, like, oh, where's the bathroom? Or, oh, look at that, you do smile. Like, I was like, she now she's starting to just pick at Wendy just cause. And I think she needs to chill out with that. Cause Wendy is really trying to just be chill. Even though she a little extra, she still ain't starting nothing with nobody. She just being extra. But I feel like she didn't have to be like, when she was like, well, where are we supposed to go? She like, I don't know. Like that is kind of like help them find a place, because eventually she was like, well, there's a bathroom downstairs. But I felt like at first, because of the tone, she just like, I don't know. And it's like, no, you can't be like that either. Both of y'all being petty on that. But I guess if I was Wendy, I would have responded like that too. Giselle's being a little extra. But I do understand Giselle is hurt. And so to say there's a bathroom downstairs is like, okay, you see the girl's foot is jacked up. Like, she can't just keep going up and down the stairs every time she has to use the bathroom. That's not cool. So maybe figure out like, hey, maybe one of the solo people like Ashley wouldn't mind sharing her bathroom or something. And then, I mean, and obviously they do have the option, like they bring up later, they can get another place, they can get a hotel. So, I mean, you got that option, so whatever. But, yeah, what was the other part, the other question you asked about that?
Oh, what do you think about Candiace telling them that Chris cussed her out?
Oh, yeah, I don't remember him cussing her out either. I know later on when she brings it up again, he was like, yeah, I did. But I'm like,
You did.
maybe
That's not.
they look at fussing you out as the same as cussing you out, fussing at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, somebody can like fuss at you real good, but not cuss. So maybe
Yeah.
that's just the same way they're using it. I don't know, because I never heard him cuss either. Because they would have been beeping stuff out and they didn't beep nothing out that I remember. But yeah, he ain't cuss her out. He was just
Right.
really, he was being reasonable, like you said. He said, go in
Yeah.
there, you know, you ain't gotta apologize, but dang, you don't have to keep being like, you know, we're trying to have
Reacting.
good vibes only. He was like, remember, good vibes only. But yeah, she wasn't trying to hear it, and he know his wife. So
All right. So Miss Johnny.
I knew that was coming. When she said the whole comment about the bathrooms, like she didn't want them in the bathrooms, I'm like, why would you even repeat that? But you know that.
Yeah. All right. So Miss Johnny, what are your thoughts on the scene?
Let's see.
Okay. So how about what did you think about Candiace saying that Chris cussed her out?
I don't think it means a literal cuss out. I just think it means like he put her in her place, or he talked to her, or he let her know how wrong she was. I think that's just the term of being put in place. I don't think it necessarily meant real cussing. Because I've said I've cussed someone out, or someone will say I cussed them out, but I never cussed. But I was firm with my words. So I think that's just a saying, cuss out, not necessarily doing the cussing.
You see, I'd be mad if somebody said I cussed them out and I didn't. How about I ain't cussing at you? You don't know if I cussed.
Well, right
Yeah,
now we're
like
about to cuss you out.
yeah, I've heard it that way. My
I
mom
have
used to
to.
say it that way. Like she
Yeah.
would tell people I cussed her out, but I didn't actually cuss at her. I just used firm words, and that was my mom's way of saying it.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother story. And then let's see. As far as the whole thing, you know, the way social media works, people can just grab onto a phrase and then just stick with it. So, although Mia may be talking about her mom and her history and her story, the low budget thing that can turn into memes, that can turn into her picture being up and doing this and bullying. I think people take for granted the way social media and bullying works and how it can mess with a person's psyche.
It can go
So
both ways, though.
I do see that part being more of a constant reminder. Or if she's in the street and somebody about, oh, that's low budget Mia's mom, you know, that kind of stuff I think sticks more than just hearing her story. People are very shallow these days and are very quick to just hold something just because they can. And I think that part is crazy. So I get it both ways, but I do feel more about Candiace constantly calling her low budget was just totally inappropriate and wrong.
Yeah.
And just because of how people are, you know, she has fans. And now that we know what Mia's moms look like, who knows what they'll say to her, you know, when they run into her in the street, you know. So those are just different. That's just different. And people just don't take accountability for their words and how they can affect other people. So I just wanted to put that out there about Mia's mom. And then as far as what was the other? Oh, the bathroom thing. Yeah, that was karma. But again, Wendy knows where the bathroom is. I mean, she knew there wasn't a bathroom up there. I don't necessarily know she knew that Giselle's foot was broken. No, she knew that because she saw
Mm-hmm.
it when they
That's
were at the
party.
meeting that her foot was broken.
Yeah.
So these ladies have been traveling for years and they always have issues with their accommodations. I have never seen them go on one trip and them all be satisfied with their accommodations.
Yeah.
Um, I truly feel like they didn't want to be there. I don't think by any
Yeah.
means they
They,
really wanted to be there because they were
yeah.
not engaged at all. And
No.
their attitudes even showed that they
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to be there. So I I think that just gave them more ammo to show why they couldn't be there.
Right. And I felt like, especially when Robin was like, I'm on my period and there's men here. You knew there was going to be men there. You live with three men. Well,
Yeah,
supposedly.
she just don't want to
So,
be bothered.
yeah, she just didn't really want to be there, didn't want to be bothered. I believe, production probably made them come. And then also Ashley making that phone call like, hey, guys, it's jumping off, stuff is going on, and they're like, wait a minute. We can't have all the drama and stuff going on when we're not there. You know,
Yeah, but
I want camera time on that too.
if you
Yeah,
think about the like as a female though on your cycle, like you don't want to use a community bathroom. They probably, even though they didn't want to be there, I think that bathroom thing for Robin might have been real because I would have felt the same way. Like I don't want to be have to throw my stuff in there, and you don't know what the sin is like. You don't know how heavy it is, and if she in pain, she probably really didn't want to be there, and I can understand that part too. So I ain't gonna say she wrong for bringing up her cycle because everybody's cycles is different.
But see,
And
but this is one thing. This is where you communicate with Wendy. Hey,
yeah,
Wendy,
but they didn't know that they weren't gonna have a bathroom prior to coming.
but that's something I would have checked on if I'm on my period. I'm going to check. I'm
Well,
not just assume that there's going to be the right accommodations for me there.
I guess then that's where when she asked her, when they asked about it, that's where they were kind of, I guess, figured that part out. And when she realized, like, oh, I got to use the downstairs community bathroom, okay, because the downstairs one, that's the one everybody gonna use.
Oh, Yolanda's back. She says Rob gets periods. I know her broad shoulders make you think that no, she wouldn't get a period, but I guess she does. I
Y'all
guess
wrong.
she yeah. Okay. All righty. So they all get ready for dinner. All right. So Wendy and her husband come out and they've got on color coordinated outfits. Wendy says they do that whenever they travel. If they travel as a whole family, then the whole family coordinates. Um, and so they go and they get on the sprinter. So surprisingly, Giselle and Karen they sit right beside each other on the sprinter ride to the restaurant, and they actually got along, right? Um, so Giselle and Ashley they talk about teabagging with Karen, which again Karen doesn't know what teabagging is. And so, they're kind of trying to explain to her, but they're actually, having a good kiki on the bus together, which was nice to see because we haven't seen those two have a good time together. I don't think I'll see them. And so, of course, they arrive at the restaurant, they start ordering their food, and there is a table of men sitting kind of like behind their table. And the men send over shots for everybody at their table. So once they get the shots, there's another table of women on the other side of them. And they're like, but what about your wives over here? And so I know Wendy's end up sending some shots over there to the ladies. And Karen got up and went and talked to the men. It was like, is that your wife over there? Well, kind of like that was wrong of you. Now you need to go buy her a YSL bag, which I thought was kind of funny. Like, of all things, you told them to go buy her a YSL bag. Alrighty. And then something that bothered me was while they were sitting at the table, Robin starts complaining about her period again. I'm like, y'all are trying to order food, and your nasty butt is talking about your period. I don't know how nobody at the table told her to shut up, but they didn't. And so Chris he's still trying to have like a conversation with Ashley. So he says to Ashley he would like to be cool with Michael the way he is with G. And he was like, no matter what goes on with the ladies, me and him are cool. And Ashley, I guess, decides that she wants to have a moment now. So she starts yelling. Well, she starts talking like with an elevated voice at Chris and was like, well, you talked ill of my husband and blah, 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 blah. Then, of course, Candiace jumps in. And, Ashley accuses Candiace of calling her husband a slave driver, which, they had showed like a tweet where Candiace did call Michael her overseer. But this is my thing that confused me about it. I'm like, both of you two are married to white men. How are you going to say her husband is a quote unquote slave driver or whatever, but yours isn't? I just didn't understand that part. I just couldn't figure that out. And so they end up going back and forth. They're screaming and yelling. Ashley's just throwing a lot of cuss words out. I felt like she was cussing more than what Candiace was, which normally Candiace, she does her good amount of cussing. And so she also starts bringing up Candiace's altercation with Mia, which, again, if you have an issue with Candiace and her husband, why are you bringing up what happened earlier? And these women aren't fighting right now. So then for me, then that gave Mia the ammo she needed to jump in on the fight, which I wish Mia had not done that, because I was like, you don't have a dog in that fight. Let that go. But of course, Mia jumped in, and then Karen is sitting between them. And so there's hands going and stuff. And Karen said, if one more finger comes in front of my face, I'm going to bite it. Which I understand it. If I'm trying to eat or I'm trying to drink, you don't need to be putting your hands and arms or whatever over me, trying to yell and scream. Especially when Candiace and Mia shouldn't have even been fighting. But like I said, Mia inserted herself in on that one. So Candiace is very, very upset. And so Chris is trying to calm her down, but he really isn't able to. Like, he was trying to actually get her to come outside with him, but she wouldn't. He ended up walking away from the table. He goes outside, and Dre goes out there to find him and talk to him. And so Candiace tells Mia, she needs to be quiet and not upset her benefactor, which I'll give it. Sometimes Candiace says stuff that's funny, so I did laugh at that one. And and so, okay, so Yolanda, she says, them men are trifling. Girl, the ladies was the ones acting most trifling to me. And she says, buy drinks. Oh, you're talking about the other guys. Yeah, buy drinks for your wives first. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, and so Candiace ends up getting up from the table to go and find Chris. And as she's walking away, Mia has said something smart. And so Candiace was like, F you. And, she just walks off to go find Chris. And so they pan the cameras outside where Chris and Dre are. And so, Dre is talking to Chris, and he's like, is it like this all the time? That's what Dre says to Chris. And Chris is like, yep, every time, all the time. And he says, I'm getting tired of this. Which, I hope when Candiace saw this, she took heed in what her husband is saying, because he was very upset with her behavior. And for him to say that, girl, you might want to work on that. Getting so angry and having him have to calm you down. All right. And so Candiace, she does find Chris. Chris tries to kind of talk to her again. She's still not really trying to hear it. And then they show Giselle at the table saying that Candiace didn't learn anything from last year. Which, I don't know. Y'all tell me your thoughts.
I don't think I know enough from last year to talk about that. But going back to the beginning of the part with the men, so either that was a setup and that was fake, you know what I'm saying? Because it just was so weird that happened, or that was some trifling men, like Yolanda said. Because first of all, y'all bought the stuff for the men and the women, you know what I'm saying? But your whole why were they even separated? That part didn't make sense either.
Right.
So that part didn't make sense to me. And then it seemed like that was almost like a setup, almost like that was fake. But if it wasn't, them dudes was garbage. Cause I'm like, how you gonna do that to your whole table of wives? Like they're not gonna see it.
Right.
And then they called out the one dude, like, no, he did that. And it's like, well, dang, call him out. That's messed up. But the dude bought it for everybody. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what? I kind of got the feeling, what if those guys did that for a little bit of camera time? Because they
Yeah.
saw the cameras there. It was like, let's
Mhm.
order them some drinks, because then the camera will end up pointing to us for
Mhm.
doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they really didn't seem prepared to say anything once it came to them. But then it was funny because old girl thought old dude was checking out Giselle, but I guess they
He
probably
could
was
have been
plotting
checking out his
on.
wife.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was either looking at his wife or plotting on what they was gonna do to get the camera attention. One of the two. Um, and then as far as Ashley, yes, I felt like her bringing that whole thing up was just her being her normal messy self again, because it really didn't need to come back up again. Like that
He
fight
really,
was so out of hand already. Like, why have another fight like that in public? It's already bad enough they were in there breaking stuff, and and
yeah.
Ashley saw on both sides that. Well, I don't know if she really cared about what happened with Candiace, but she saw how upset Mia was. So why bring that back up? That was to me disrespectful already.
Yeah.
Like
And I
let
felt like she
that.
wanted camera time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, because
let
there
that
was
one
no
down.
point in you doing that.
Yeah, and then I agree with the Robin thing. Like she should not have brought that up. That's nasty at the table. Like I understood for the bathroom scene, but the table, I'm like, okay, everybody knew that already. You on your period. Like I think that was probably like the third time she said it. So it's like, okay, chill out with that. Nobody, they probably even can smell it. Who knows? Chill out. But so I mean, I thought that was super disrespectful and wrong. So I'm like, she
Oh,
should have just shut up on
look,
that.
here goes our other crew member. I'm going to read these comments real quick. So from Yolanda, she says, Candiace doing all this trash talking. I hope she can back it up with them hands. I hope so,
Pretty
because she
much.
knows they're not afraid to try her. And then Demel, he's another crew member. So she says, I thought Karen was going to tell them to buy their wives a 3-wick candle.
She should have. She'd be like, you need to go
Yeah.
buy them a Ladam 3-wick candle.
Hmm. They come in a nice gift set.
I know. Put that plug in there. Throw that plug out there.
That was a
um,
good one, Jamel.
but yeah, and Candiace do need to have them hands, and because she's doing a whole lot of talking with a whole lot of people. I'm like, girl, like, all right now, yeah, you're doing a lot. And every time they show her, like the most she's done, I've seen was throw the salad and talk. Like even in the scene that I watched of the fight, she didn't fight Monique. So like until it was already too late at that point, wigs getting pulled, all this stuff. So she had the little thing in her hand swinging, but at that point, you don't got no choice but to swing. You know what I mean? She wasn't about that life before the hit though, before she got her head slammed. So I can agree with Giselle that she ain't learned her lesson yet. Because now you got two fights going at once. Now, what if both these girls jump on you? Then what? You know what I'm saying? Don't be relying on your girls to stop it because they didn't stop the last fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I'm like, and then hopefully she do take heed to what he was saying. I feel like she still was saying, well, no, I was calm when you left, but she
Yeah.
you gotta watch this show and step out and see how ghetto and crazy she acting. Cause like literally, like everything that somebody says, she's getting like extra, and it's like, all right. And it's to me, it's the way Wendy was acting when they told her about the whole clothes. Like, no matter what you said, she was super extra. That's Candiace right now, and I'm like, it's not cute.
Yeah. And then did y'all
It's like
see
I
how?
said that about Wendy. It's the same with her. It ain't cute.
Right. Right.
And they're doing it in public thing. That's just
Yeah.
Yeah, my skin crawled because I'm
I'm
like,
sorry.
why? I always think of race. I think that's the South. The South has just ruined my whole. I used to be very race friendly and didn't see color before I moved to the Deep South. And when I moved to the Deep South, everything is now color to me. I just see color.
Mm-hmm.
And I just was horrified that it was a table of
Black
Black,
people.
sophisticated, supposedly rich, wealthy people
Acting.
acting like that.
Yeah.
at dinner. It just made my skin crawl. I was like, why? I always feel that way sometimes. Like, why do we always have to perpetuate the stereotype?
Yeah,
That's what we're known for, and you do
but
it.
when you said that, I also thought about Chris being the like only white guy at the table was the one trying to calm down the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is
And
white
then
guy.
he walks out and he's upset because he's just tired of always seeing the drama.
Right. And taking care or holding her hand or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the case may be in this particular situation when it comes to Candiace. And no, she obviously hasn't learned her lesson. You know, I had Candiace's back for
Yeah.
a long time because I don't ever feel like, and I know we've had this debate before, your words should make you hit somebody.
Yeah.
And I appreciated Mia a lot because she really did show her maturity in the sense that she was ready to walk away and leave. And it wasn't because she let somebody get her, it's because she knew where she was going to go and she didn't want to go there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people take that for granted or misunderstand that because, like she said, I have stuff to lose. She doesn't. And I have to remind myself all the time when I'm ready to go that route. I have something to lose. She doesn't. And I'm not going to lose my livelihood, my life, my whatever, all so I can put my hands on somebody who says something that I don't care for, especially when I know it's going to take me there. Because, whew, Lord have mercy. It can. I understand that it can take you there. I just don't understand why you stay or you keep going around that person and allowing it to take you there.
Yeah.
I'm not on camera, baby.
Yeah. So Yolanda said real quick, she said, I'm still mad about that salad. It looked good, all crisp and fresh. It did. It did look crisp and fresh. And Yolanda said, Chris is tired of Candiace acting like a hoochie mama in public. I believe he is tired of her acting ghetto in public.
Yeah, and she's too old for that. Like, that was for your
Yes.
20s. You know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer in your age. Not so much that, yeah, act your age. Women are way more mature than men. You're in your 30s now. You shouldn't even feel the need to entertain or say or pop off or feel like you have to dig below the belt or say this, that, and the other to get a reaction. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, and Chris was trying to tell her that when they were outside. He was like, you don't always have to respond or respond and then leave it alone, you know?
Yeah,
But she
just,
wasn't trying to hear it. But he was actually giving her really good advice.
yeah, he was. And just be quiet.
Yeah.
Sometimes silence is the best thing because
After
they're wondering in
earlier
their
too.
head, what the hell? Oh, crap, that didn't get her. Well, what can I
Mm-hmm.
do next to get her? Sometimes
Yeah,
silence goes a long way.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to provoke everybody or try to get on that level. You know, like it's not always necessary.
Yeah. And then
You know. And then
I
she kept
don't,
screaming, she started with me first. She started with me first. No, Candiace, at the party, I'll give it to you. She came at you first. But in this house, you walked in making comments under your breath as soon as you walked in that house. So
Mm-hmm.
truly at the house, which is a whole nother day, a whole nother city, you started it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she kept calling her a streetwalker, go get
Yeah,
your man off the curb. Like, she said all that stuff as
yeah,
they were just trying to get to know each other. And it's
yeah.
all of that just wasn't necessary. And for it to be good vibes only, Wendy sure wasn't trying to put that to sleep either. You know, she just was
Right.
Mm-hmm.
giving the eye like, girl, I can't believe you said that. Or blah, blah, blah,
Mm-hmm.
blah. She could have easily said, that's not meant for right now. Not right now, Candiace. Let's talk about something else.
Okay. So Demille says, yeah, I didn't like that they were acting that way in front of the other people. Not a good look.
Mm-hmm.
Not a look
No,
good look at all.
not at all.
Mm-mm.
I
And
hate it
then
every single time that happens. And it's always a bunch of white folks. And it's just like, oh, why? And
Yeah.
that's all they can do. See, we were at a fancy restaurant. They came in there and we even bought them drinks and they just got extra and belligerent. And maybe we shouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
bought them drinks. Now, again, with my racist mindset, because like I said, out here in the deep south, all we do is think about race and how things are perceived and this, that, and the other. I wonder if that were the Beverly Hills wives and their husbands sitting at that table with the camera crew, would they have bought them drinks?
You know what? If they were doing it for the purpose of hoping the camera would spin on them, I believe so. Because I kind of felt like those men had an ulterior motive. Because why would you just buy, especially a party that big, you bought them all shots? Like I don't see. And then y'all weren't trying to pick up any of the women, so I just kind of felt like that was just trying to grab camera time.
My thought process is, again with the race thing, is they can barely afford their meal. Let's buy them some drinks.
No, I didn't take it that way. Yeah.
Every time I see something odd like that, I'm just like, why would you buy a whole table with their husbands?
Yeah, but you didn't even buy your own wife.
But you didn't buy your own wife's drinks.
That's why I felt, another reason why I felt like they wanted to spend their time.
Yeah, I was thinking it was a little bit deeper than that, because sometimes the racism is so deep. It's so deep.
I mean, sometimes it is. It is true,
But you know what it make me feel like? How they be like, you can take a black person out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of them. Like I feel like they saying even with money, look how they act, and that's why I was like, So I feel you on being like, ugh, the whole time, like, stop. At least right here, stop. Wait till you get back on the in the spring.
Or to the house. Once y'all get away from everybody, don't do that in public.
No.
And like you said, Ashley was cussing so bad that would have made me slide up under the table if I was there with them. Like, oh God, But so Yolanda says, like the wise proverb says, a fool is wise until they open their mouth. In other words, Candiace needs to hush.
I agree.
And then it's just like she just goes from 0 to 100 so quickly. And it's like, why are you just so angry? It seems like you're angry about something more than what's being said. Because what's being said, is it really driving you to this level of anger? I don't know.
It's because she's holding on to old things. It's not even the current things that's being said. She's just still mad at the old stuff. So the fact that old girl had to file a police report, it's like, I got it. If you don't want to ever be friends with her, don't be friends with her. But at some point, you got to let that go, though. It's over now. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be friends with her, but do y'all got to fight every time y'all have one word? It's dumb.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, were there any other scenes that you guys wanted to look back on and revisit?
Well, there was one thing. I agree with Johnny when she said that like that G was trying to clear it up by saying like, oh no, you was a waitress first, and then when you was doing your little, and she did her little dance, he's like, yeah, then I wanted to talk or whatever, and so we just spent time together. Now I felt like Mia inserted foot into mouth was when she was like $15,000. It's like, okay, so when you say that, now it look like you weren't just sitting and talking. I'm like, couldn't you have left that part out? Because it don't really look good that your husband was in there spending, you know what I'm saying? That your future husband was in there spending $15,000 on a women.
Yeah.
One sitting, you know what I'm saying? So to me, she could have left that out. Like the fact that he said, if they've been like, oh, he your pimp, or Candiace been saying that, and that, she this, she that, she's a whore, she's a stripper. Well, that just turned around and made it seem like you just covering it up, that maybe you ain't being completely honest. And that's why like Ashley was like, oh, 15,000, okay, and that do seem weird. Just to talk that much money. So it's like,
yeah, because that's like escort type of money, right?
Yeah,
I would think.
So you bought her? Like that's how it almost sounds. That's why I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have threw that out there. I'm like, so sometimes I think she needs to remember what she's saying, because I know she's free spirited and she's an open book, but when you're open book, then you can't be mad at when the stuff you say backfires. And to me,
right,
that's why they're calling you what they're calling you.
Yeah, but I did feel like Candiace was out of line when she was like, she said something about G and his concubine. I was like, come on, girl, now just knock it off. Why are you still screaming this kind of stuff?
Well, anything to try to hurt. I mean, my thing is, she said that don't hurt her.
But she
Like, if
already
anything,
saw.
if you really want to hurt her, then you would have stayed on the mama comments. But
Yeah, but it was like, even with the your mama comment, you saw, and she even said she saw that Mia got visibly upset. So what do you keep? Why are you steadily going?
oh, yeah,
Now you
but like that's
truly
just her
are a book.
personality. Like, she a jerk like that.
Hmm.
Kind of like it. I mean, even though Giselle really shouldn't have had an attitude walking in right out the bat. Like, if you didn't want to be there, they made you go. Okay, but to come at Wendy crazy right off the bat, I still feel like you didn't have to be so rude about it. Like, you could just say, "Hey, what we supposed to?" But the first thing she said was, "Oh, look," and she smiles. It's like that wasn't gonna go over well. And
Yeah,
then, because it wasn't even necessary to say that. And then, having attitude in your voice when you asked about the bathroom, I feel like it's like Candiace that's just Giselle because she's kind of a mean girl, but at the same time, it's like doesn't make it okay. And that's what I feel like with Candiace and with Mia too. Like, I think they both say things because they speak and say whatever they want, whatever's on their mind to say it, but it doesn't mean it's okay. I'm with like Chris and Yolanda and Johnny, everybody who said like, hey, just because you think about it don't mean you need to say it. Like, some stuff can just
yeah,
bite the tongue because you might do more damage or it might surprise people even more when you didn't say something. Because that's
yeah,
one thing I said too when she walked past me or when Mia made the last comment to her. Can't remember when she said something like, "Oh, go find Chris," or whatever. It was something she said, but it was kind of snippy at her, and she was like, "Shut up" or whatever, or "Shut the f up," whatever she said. But she could have turned around and I thought she was gonna start arguing with her again, but she just like whatever and kept going. So I was like, I'm glad she did that. She still
yeah.
made a comment, but I'm like, thank you for walking away because I'm like, girl, if you had to start fighting with this chick again, I'm like, Mia might not have controlled herself, and then y'all would have been looking crazy.
Mm.
Oh, and one last thing. When Mia was like, I'm just tired of not showing you um what she say, not showing you any affection. What she say, dang, what's the little what you say for public, what I'm talking about, public
Bitter?
affection. PDA.
Oh
She was
yeah,
like, I'm just tired of not showing you any PDA. And he was looking like, huh? What are you talking about? What? So it's like almost like
he was
maybe.
drunk. Yeah, he was just drunk, I think.
Oh,
Because
you
I
think
was
it's
like,
like
how does
I'm
he
like
not
maybe
know
there's some
what
pictures being
behavior?
painted that ain't necessarily 100% accurate either with them.
Mm.
I don't know.
Okay, so she says, I'm with Mia, talk about me, but don't talk about my mama, husband, or kids. I mean, I feel you. And my thing is, if me and you got an argument going on, don't be trying to bring my man into this. Your best bet is to keep your argument here with me. Don't you dare try to drag it out somewhere. Because if I start dragging this out somewhere, you're not gonna like the way I behave. And that was one thing I did agree, like when Wendy was like, "Oh no, don't be talking or bringing her man into it," because no, her man's place is not in that fight, in that battle. This is women's business. You're not gonna sit here and try to punk my man by bringing him into it.
But I think if you look at it on the man thing, you can say the same thing about the mom, like, cause that ain't cool. I would say the same thing.
What do you mean? Talking about my man?
Yeah, talking about the man, or I would say my family. Period.
Yeah,
Like, not just my man, because I feel like, I mean, my man could defend himself, but I'm like, but you ain't gonna talk about my mom, my kids. Definitely not.
well, my whole thing is I don't want to be with a man who would feel comfortable jumping in a woman's face during an argument, but it's not even his argument. Like for me, that would make me
Hmm.
probably want to leave my man because I'm not into guys that do stuff like that. I'm
Yeah.
not guys that I feel like have kind of female tendencies to them to do that. So if there's going to be a fight to be had, I'm going to have it. Just like I feel like
Mhm.
if a man says something about me, I shouldn't be jumping in his face and screaming and yelling. No, my man, he needs to get up off that couch and come over here and defend me. That's just the way I think about it.
I don't know. I guess I see it like as shoot. If the man saying something about me, I don't even care if he come or not. Well, he should be coming, but I'm gonna get up anyways. They still gonna
Yeah,
put me.
I'm not gonna say I would sit there and completely be silent, but at the same time, I'm gonna be looking on my shoulder like, where my man at? How are you allowing this man to handle me like this?
Mm-hmm.
That's my thought process behind it. You know.
Yeah. No, I mean, and I can understand that don't talk about her mom, but I just feel like just saying your mama, I don't know. That's where I guess I'm seeing it is not as like I don't know. I guess I'd have been like your mama. You know what I'm saying? Your mama was sitting
Exactly.
up there talking about you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be petty. I'd have said your mama too. Shoot, your mama dog you out in front of your face.
Yeah. So Yolanda says she better be glad Mia not married to Peter. He will get into women's business real quick. And that is very true. That's why Nene told him, you need to stop acting like a bitch. And see, if I was Cynthia, me and Nene, that's like, oh, like, but I don't know because her man did get out of line. He put himself in that situation. But yeah, that's why your man, yeah, don't try to drag anybody's man into y'all's beef. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Johnny's been quiet for a moment. What are your thoughts, Johnny?
No, sorry.
Oh,
Trying to clean up around here, back here. You don't have to start it. I I think I've kind of just feel like I'm beating a dead horse. At the end
no,
of the day, people, I don't know. I just Candiace hasn't matured. She's still immature. Mia's just blunt. I really honestly don't see, just like she said, she can call her mom low budget. She should have admitted that her video shoot was low budget. And it's okay. No one's saying that it's wrong. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? I don't even have $10,000 to invest in myself like that. So kudos that you had it. But don't be offended and just be happy that you're in a place that you were able to do what you did. She took it way too personally. And I don't think she was coming at a dig with it. I think she was just like, ah, I thought this was more serious than this. I didn't realize it was low budget. You know, that I don't think it was like a dig, like, and I don't think she really knew that Candiace didn't have anything because she just said, I'm inviting you guys to my video shoot. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. This is my new song, this. And they're just knowing each other. So in my mind, if somebody said all that, I'd be like, oh, okay, big movie studio type thing, big budget, not big budget, but
yeah,
big. And then to show up, just imagine just showing up to something like that and there's nobody there. Like,
yeah. And
am I
I
in
certainly
the right
got that
place?
part because yeah,
Yeah, right.
I would have at least expected refreshments because when they invite you to those
Something.
free listening seminar things, like they want you to join the pyramid schemes, they
Yeah.
have refreshments there.
Freshman sitting there,
So
just empty.
yeah,
But
I can understand that.
it's just all crazy. And we know how Ashley is. Ashley just, I think she's been out of the group so long, she just needs some type of fighting to happen because she hasn't been a part of their trips as of late, or when the fights happen, she's not there.
Yeah, she was looking for a moment. I absolutely.
Yeah. She and Candiace, I don't think they'll ever really heal
But you
from
know
their
something
stuff.
that's so funny to me about the dynamics of this show now? You know, Ashley brought Candace on.
No, I did not know that.
Yes. So Ashley brought Candace on, and then Candace brought Wendy on. And it's like those friendships right there, that should be a triangle friendship right there, but it's not. Yeah.
I did not know that. I missed that. Because Candiace isn't on the first. I still stuck on the first season. Candiace isn't on the first season.
No, she doesn't come to like the third season, I think it is.
Yeah. Because Ashley was already on there. And she was growing. Because Ashley was probably in her mid-20s, I guess, when she started the show.
Oh,
She was
Yolanda's
a hot
starting
mess.
mess. Yolanda's starting mess. Johnny, she said you still taking your placenta pills?
Actually, no. That's probably why I'm low budget today.
Yolanda, you know, I had dropped the link, so you can always join on the link. You can come on here.
I'm starting to think, I don't know if Yolanda watches us on Saturdays, but Sean made that point that Yolanda's Nene, because we haven't seen Yolanda in so long.
I have
and all of a sudden, here comes Yolanda.
They've accused me of being you, Yolanda, on our Saturday show.
Yeah.
Yes, they think
I'm
I'm
starting to
you.
agree with Sean on this one.
But look, my hands are right here. Go ahead and post a comment real fast, Yolanda. So they can see my hands are here. I'm not typing. Yeah. Yeah. Sean and his conspiracy theories about me.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
just,
but you had George saying I was DeMille, so hey.
I know,
Because it
right?
was suspicious. I felt like
No,
every time your hands went down, a comment popped up.
no,
See,
no.
Yolanda has cleared the air.
She not
See,
okay. But if
Yolanda and
she
me
were,
are
that
not the same person.
Your hand was down though for a
your
while.
hand was
So,
down.
yeah. That was easy to be like, she not.
She not. That was a very quick response.
Look, and you be popping them comments up slow, and then that was she like, look, y'all. She said she not.
Uh-huh.
But
Trying to do it for you.
that's funny.
See?
It'll
But
be
good
interesting to
seeing,
see what happens
good
next
having you
week.
and DeMel on here this time. Kept it interesting.
I know.
Yeah. Because I
It'll
was about to kind of start thinking Jamel and Yolanda might be the same person. But
Well,
now they're on here together, I believe, for the first time.
no, they've been on here together before.
Oh, they have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But yeah.
Nah, if
it'll
that's
be
one person, that's
interesting
crazy.
to see how the trip continues.
Yes, because next week I feel like that's going to end up being a pretty good episode.
Like,
And
G's starting to snap on Ashley a lot, huh?
yeah, and then did y'all see Mia was being messy? Oh, she said, Yolanda said, take the placenta pills and keep tossing salads.
Whoa. And
Yeah, don't toss
today.
salads this way.
Ooh.
Not doing that ever.
Not the other way. Yeah.
And dipping tea bags.
I don't mind the tea bagging, but ain't no tossing of salads.
Look, Karen was the MVP this episode. I was like, she had me dying with her little comments. I was like, Karen was my favorite this episode.
You know, I have to admit though, I liked seeing Karen and Giselle be friendly and laughing because that's kind of how they were in the beginning. So it was cool kind of seeing them be back to that and be fun.
Look, here comes the mail. When you toss a salad, it will always be a big mess, even a crispy one.
Ew.
I'm glad with
Mail, that's nice to know you like tossing salads.
Yeah, Yolanda and Jamel.
Off the chain today.
I guess this is what happens when you're quiet. Everyone feels they can attack you.
So Yolanda and Jamel, he a pro. So Yolanda, how do you know that?
Is Yolanda and Jamel dating?
Yolanda know that Jamel is a pro. See?
I know. Are they dating? Because Yolanda had her salad tossed by Jamel a few times.
Uh-oh.
Let me find out y'all hooking up in my comments.
I know.
Salad. There is no court going on in our chats, okay? Y'all are here to partake with us, to talk to us. Okay.
Ooh, off the chain today.
But yeah, but what I said is Mia, you see, she's being messy, and she's like, Wendy, I heard that you're not the same person you were last week or whatever. But they also had showed, was it Ashley and Giselle were talking, and one of them had said that. And I'm like, Mia.
Well, we already know Mia messy. She just about as messy as Ashley is.
Yeah.
And then her messy ain't even on point. She don't even really say what was said. She interprets what was said, which is actually better to me.
Okay, so she says, oh my goodness.
I don't want y'all after the tea bag.
after the tea bag. Oh, okay. Look, you just telling all y'all business. Look, Yolanda, he over there kissing and telling. Well, I guess you kind of was kissing and telling too. So Yolanda says, I don't want y'all in our business. But you telling us, girl. You are telling us.
Too much.
Kissing and telling. Ooh. Ooh. Yolanda and Jamel, they some freaks. We got some freaks in the comments.
Yeah.
That's too funny. Okay, any other points or scenes or thoughts about the show from last night?
No, but them previews and they going in on her about them breast pumps too.
Yes.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Like, look, everybody getting tired of seeing them things.
But
Was
that's
it
what, you know what? And I had to remember because I was sitting there wondering, why is she still pumping? Because she's
Yeah.
not even around her kid and she can't give him that milk because she's been
Mm-mm.
drinking. But I was like, she has to keep her schedule to make sure that the milk stays producing because as soon as
Or
she
maybe she pumping out the bad milk.
well, it's a combination of two because as soon as she stops pumping, then the milk production starts slowing down. So that's why she has to keep pumping the way she pumps. So I was like, that's why I was remembering, like, dang. But I wasn't fortunate enough to be able to breastfeed my kids like that to where I had to stay on a schedule like that. So I didn't get to have that luxury.
and so
Yeah.
now Yolanda, she says now my freak number is low. Now Yolanda, we
I
didn't say your
know.
freak number was high. We just said you and Demel got something going on. So
Yeah,
y'all
that's
are
what
sharing a
all freaks
number.
say. All freaks say their number's low.
Oh my gosh.
See, Demel didn't speak on his freak number.
Well, if he's tossing salads and he likes some crunchy, I mean, I don't know how freakier you can get.
Yeah. Which one of them said after the tea bag.
Yeah. Oh,
I
so
don't
you
even
toss
know
salad
what
after you get your
crunchy
tea?
salad is supposed to even mean.
I
I
don't.
don't
That's
even
just gross.
know.
That's what
I
that
Uh-oh.
don't
is.
know.
Here we go. So Yolanda says, Demel, see you at the after party. You two, I done told y'all right now, this is not some X-rated chat room for you two. Okay.
She had the little party man on there too.
That is too funny.
That was
Where's
funny.
Demel out? He done gone silent.
He did. He went
He
silent.
packing his overnight bag.
I know.
Look,
He getting ready for that
did I
crunchy
scare him
salad.
away? Look, did I scare him away when I said he didn't say his freak number?
Oh yeah, look. He trying to get. He like
He's heard
shoot.
some
Too
typing.
many.
Okay.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah, they acting up in this chat.
Yeah, they
But
are.
it's funny. They entertaining me. Y'all are entertaining me tonight. Yes, y'all
Yeah.
are. Okay, so y'all know I was defending Wendy and her clothes. The whole little statement about that. But last night,
That
that
matching
jumper,
outfit.
the little jumper that was
Oh.
all up coochie cutter outfit. You saw that romper she had
I
on?
think I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. I don't remember the romper.
It was
I
way
don't
too
remember
short.
it being that short. Because
It was
I was
short.
actually wondering why now you're on a couples trip. Why ain't you showing off your body now? Shouldn't you be showing your body
True.
off
She
around
wasn't
your
showing it
husband?
all crazy.
Yeah, she had calmed down.
Yeah. So I'm like, what happened? I thought we were proud.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now she on vacation. She done pulled out that little romper that was, to me, it was short.
I saw that the romper was short, but I didn't see the coochie.
Well, I didn't see the coochie part, but it was like, I don't know. I guess it was the way it was kind of sitting like on her. I'm
What
like, I know
was
from
this
the
the
previous part.
couple's outfit?
Yeah.
Oh, I just was looking at how ugly that pattern was. Sorry, I didn't get past that. I was like, of all things to pick and choose to match, don't match those patterns. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
I wasn't caring for it.
All right. So the male has finally responded. He says, "Well, I'm shook. She didn't have her breast out this week, and I'm waiting on you, girl. My number is 120."
What?
Look, I don't tell
Ooh,
you nothing about no,
all right,
but I don't
Jamel.
govern that number. And so Yolanda said Jamel done spilled the tea. He did, girl. He kissing, told it all.
120.
120 freak. That's over 100, girl.
He a freak for
Jamel.
real. Woo, woo.
See, that's why he over there
He is a
tossing salads and
professional.
stuff. Yeah, talking about this tossing salads and tea bagging.
Yeah, he did spill the tea.
Hi.
Woo, woo. That's when you be like, this ain't tea, this bleach. Woo.
Yeah,
Good grief. That was a lot.
Yeah, it was funny. But I hate that y'all didn't see that part.
I saw.
Oh, okay. So that explains a lot, Yolanda. She said that's why she's been missing lately. Okay, get your freak on, girl. Get your
Get your
freak on.
freak on.
What?
Get it, girl. Ain't
That's a
nobody
good
mad at that.
excuse to miss the show, girl. Yep, I'm not gonna tell you to watch our show and miss getting your freak on. I'm not gonna
Right?
tell you that. So no, I certainly understand that.
No.
All right, so
Yeah.
guys, I got a little spoiler tea. Well, I
Uh-uh.
guess I'll wait till Saturday for that one because it is a Love After Lockup spoiler tea.
Oh
So if you
yeah.
guys watch our recaps of Love After Lockup. I'm sorry, Life After Lockup. This Saturday, I'm gonna have a little spoiler for you guys about one of the couples. Alrighty. All right. So if y'all don't have anything else to add, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Y'all have anything else to add?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, guys, thank you for catching our show today. That is our recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Alrighty. And so make sure you catch us. We're on here every Monday. We do a recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. And then on Saturdays, we do recaps of Life After Lockup. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave, as well as make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss whenever we're live. And oh, Yolanda said, "Oh, what's the key? Oh, you gotta catch us Saturday. Come catch us Saturday, Yolanda. I'm gonna drop the link for you, girl. And then, all right, see you next time. See you next time,
Bye, girl.
Mel and Yolanda. Unless y'all are busy again, we'll see you soon.
I know, I know. Bye, Yolanda. Bye, Demel. And anybody else watching?
Yes, bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.